Hey there, I'm Annie Schiffman, and if you've been working with me one-on-one, I've probably told you why it's important for you to have a lead magnet. A lead magnet is something that you give to someone in exchange for their email address. So it sort of is something that your lead or the person who may potentially become your audience member is interested in, and it's so good that they're drawn to it like a magnet. Now, the reason you want to have this is because it kind of fixes a couple of problems. The first is you want to build up your email audience. You want to have a place where you can have all of those email addresses together, because building up an audience on social media does not mean that you have, like, if those people have signed up and they said that I'm interested in following your content on Instagram, at any moment, Instagram could go away and you have zero access to any of those people anymore. On the flip side, when you have an email address, then when you have their email addresses, then you are actually in control of that list. And that's a good place to be, because it makes your content algorithm proof. Because yes, only about 20% of people open emails. However, when you send out an email, you are almost certainly guaranteed that that is going to get to them, as long as you follow, sort of basic email rules. And there are a couple of exceptions every so often, but those are the exceptions, not the rule. So when you send out an email, you know that your audience is going to receive that email. When you send out a piece of content on social media, you're not sure that the audience is going to receive it. But if they do receive it, then they're automatically going to open it, right? Because it's automatically open. That's the way social media works. So by using email and social media together, you have a much better chance of your content getting in front of your audience. So we're going to talk about how the user can go to your website, give you their name and email address, and how you can email them, let's say, a link to a lead magnet. And for our intents and purposes today, we're going to say that lead magnet is the best gear for your live stream. Okay, so we're going to say that. I've set up a bunch of dummy accounts and things like that. So we're going to kind of go on. You're going to see very, very low numbers. None of this stuff is actual stuff. It's just all pretend. Okay. So hopefully you'll be able to kind of watch this video and go step by step by step by step. There are 6 main steps here. I should also say that outside of paying for your Squarespace account, this is all going to be free. So everything here that I'm about to tell you is free. I know a lot of this stuff. I should also say that I am a Squarespace Circle member, so I know more about Squarespace than the average bear. I've been using Squarespace for about 10 years now. I've been a Squarespace Circle member for about 5 years now, since they started the program. It just means I have access to training. I have access to online help. I have access to discounts that other people don't get. And because I'm a huge nerd about this stuff, I actually take advantage of it. Also, on the flip side, I also am MailChimp certified. So I know a whole heck of a lot about MailChimp, and the same thing. I have access to training, access to better help, all of that kind of stuff. So, and like the nerd that I am, I oftentimes will wake up a little bit earlier, maybe, and watch an online class about automations or something like that, because that is how I roll. Anyway, so let's get started. The first thing that you're going to do, I have to share my screen. The first thing that you're going to do is create a tag in MailChimp. So I am going to share my screen with you, so that way you can see exactly what it is that I'm talking about. All right, here we go, just about there. Just about there. I'm going to make it so that way my face is small and what you see on the screen is big. Very good. Okay, so the first thing that you want to do is create your tag in MailChimp. So when people sign up for your lead magnet, you may have more than one lead magnet, right? I recommend that, let's say that you're a voice teacher, and I'm going to keep this super simple. You offer vocal training for singers and vocal training for actors. So maybe on your 2 web pages on your Squarespace website, you have one page that's all about what you offer for singers and one page that's all about what you offer for actors, right? Just a little bit more information. So you may have a lead magnet on your page for singers that's maybe download this audio file that I've created for you of great 5-minute warm-up. Whereas on the flip side, for the actors, it could be download this thing to warm up your diction, right? This diction sequence or something that you could download, right? So you may have 2 different lead magnets. So you want to make sure that you have a tag that's for each one. So we're going to create a tag. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to audience and we're going to go to tags. And then here in tags, super simple, we're just going to create a tag. As you can see here, I've already done that. I've created a tag called Best Gear for Live Streams Lead Magnet. I should note that with tags on MailChimp, they don't have to be all one word. They are not case sensitive. So I like to kind of make them nice and long. You've got 100 characters for your lead magnet. I'm sorry, for your tag. I like to make it really long so that way I know exactly what it is that I'm talking about. So that's the first thing that you're going to do. You're going to create your tag in MailChimp. The next thing that you're going to do is create your automation in MailChimp. So basically, once someone is tagged Best Gear for Live Streams Lead Magnet, then an email is going to go out with the link to that video about the best gear for live streams, right? So we're going to have that all set up. So what we're going to do is go to campaigns. We're going to create the campaign. This is an email campaign that we're going to do. It is automated. And so it says email subscribers when they're tagged. That's exactly what we want to do. We want to email subscribers when they're tagged. And I'm going to say when they're tagged, best gear for your live stream lead magnet, right? Same thing. I want to keep it exactly the same. This is the audience that I wanted to go to, and I'm going to tap begin. Now, if you are working with me, I'm going to give you everything that you need for this initial email. I actually recommend having more than one email in this email sequence. The first email would be, hey, here's that thing you asked for. And that's what we're going to make now. There are subsequent emails that you can add onto this, which I also recommend that you do. We're just not going to get into that right now because we're just talking about the nuts and bolts of how to do this one thing. So if you're working with me, I'm going to A, give you the framework for what your lead magnet should be, and B, give you the actual sequence for what these emails should look like and what they should be. But that's not what this video is about. So we're not doing that right now. But just know that if you've signed up for social media consulting with me, you will get that. You will get that. And if you want that, you should sign up for social media consulting with me. Okay, so here we are. Email subscribers when they're tagged, best gear for your live stream lead magnet. Excellent. That is for our eyes only. That's just so we know that's what this automation is all about. So the trigger is that thing that causes this whole sequence to go into motion. So we don't want to wait one day. We want this to happen immediately. So immediately when someone has that tag, they're going to get the email that we're about to create. And here's the tag here. I mean, it's the only tag that I have for this dummy account that I've set up. So then we're going to update the trigger. Then we're going to design the actual email. Now, again, I just said I would give you the exact wording that you would need, the preview text, the title, all of that kind of stuff. For now, I'm going to keep it very, very simple. So the name of the email is tagged a contact. I actually would say Best gear lead magnet delivery. Yeah. Delivery. Why does that word look so wrong? Anyway, the email subject is here you go. Best gear for your live stream. Live stream. We want to make it very clear to the audience member that this email is exactly the thing they just asked for a couple of seconds ago. This isn't some kind of a marketing email. Don't skip this. You just asked for this thing. Now here it is. We're giving it to you. And for now, I'm just going to keep this exactly the same. Your from name can either be your business name or your own personal name, whatever. The email address should be the name for, should be the email address for your company. And then you're going to go to next. Oh, it needs an email address. I'm going to put this one in for right now, even though I don't recommend you use like a Gmail address. It won't work as well. Let's see. Do I have anything that's saved here? No. Do I have any other things? No. Okay. So again, I'm going to keep this super, super simple, and you would design your email and you're going to go from there. So we're not going to go into how to actually make the email and stuff, but let's just say, let's pretend, let's skip ahead to you having written your own email, and then you've gone to save and continue. And then you've just followed the prompt, so that way you're starting your email automation. Okay. So I'm just going to sort of stop this here for now, because otherwise I'll have to like actually rename things, and it's a whole thing. If I don't do the exact, if I keep any of the text that's in there, then they give me a problem, but I don't feel like rewriting a whole email, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so the next step. So basically what we've done so far, just to recap, is we've created that tag in MailChimp that says anybody who wants to get this lead magnet, this is the tag that they're going to have. And then that email automatically comes to them that says, hey, here's the thing you asked for. Click on this link. You'll be able to watch that video. Cool. Now, the next thing you're going to do is create a Google Sheet. So I'm going to create a Google Sheet. Now, this should, let's just go back. This is the only thing that you need to do right now. You only need the title for your Google Sheet. Only need the title for your Google Sheet. So you've created your Google Sheet. Okay, I will explain to you in a minute why we need that. But for now, just let that be. Let that be there. Now we're going to head over to your Squarespace side. You're going to create a newsletter block in Squarespace. So let's go over to Squarespace. I've got my little dummy store set up. And I'm going to create a, I got to edit the page. And I'm going to add a section. Ooh. So here we go. We see I've already done this for you. So we just created a newsletter section here. We added a newsletter block, right? We just did the little plus sign, went to newsletter. And then in here, the form name, the best gear you need for your live stream, I'm going to say lead magnet. The title is what, so this form name is for your eyes only pretty much. This is for your audience. Put yourself in your best light with the best audio and video. Watch our reviews on the best gear for your live stream. We'll send it to your inbox. Okay, cool. And then disclaimer. Nothing weird will happen with your email address. Promise. Okay, this is good. Now, storage. So for storage, we're not going to use Squarespace's email campaigns. We're not even using MailChimp. If we were to use this MailChimp, then we wouldn't be able to have that tag on there. And I said to you before when we were talking about the voice teacher who wants to send a different lead magnet for people who are interested in voice for singing versus voice for actors, that you need to have two different lead magnets. So you need to have two different tags. If you use this MailChimp, you won't know which tag you're supposed to use. It won't know. It'll just add them to your subscribers. So we're going to use Google Drive here. And this is the very same name that we had before for our live stream, right? I just copied it and I pasted it. Not for the live stream, for our Google Sheet. So now, and I'm going to go to Apply. And I'm going to go to Save. So now what happens is when people put their name and their email into that little newsletter block here on your website, it's going to show up in this spot on the Google Sheet. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, what the heck do I need this stupid Google Sheet for? Well, we now need to connect that Google Sheet to MailChimp so that way we can send it out with that tag. So, because Squarespace and MailChimp do not play nice together. So we need to kind of create these little stepping stones to get us from one place to the other, because we want people to be tagged with that tag so that way that email automatically goes out. So whether or not we're asleep or we're traveling or no matter what is happening, you can still have a steady stream of people who are interested in what you're doing, and you can have that lead magnet sent to them. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go to Zapier and we're going to create a Zap that's basically going to say, take every new row from this Google Sheet and add it to MailChimp with that tag. So you see we're connecting Squarespace to Google Sheets to MailChimp. So here we go. So we're going to connect Google Sheets to MailChimp. Let's see what happens. So when this happens, when a new spreadsheet row happens, then we want to add or update the subscriber. You might think add the subscriber to the tag, but if you don't already have that person in your MailChimp account, then this isn't going to work. So it's got to be to either add or update the subscriber. Let's try it. I know this is a lot. Oh, wait, I think I forgot to update my things here. Store the names in the Google Sheet, right? We did that. Now here we are creating a Zap to mix them all together. This is like the final step. This is the final piece. Okay, so now a new spreadsheet happens in Google Sheets. Great. Choose the account, Downstage Media. Continue. Set up the trigger. So on this spreadsheet, what's the name of the spreadsheet? The best gear you need for your live stream. On this spreadsheet, and the worksheet is just, this little guy right down here. So it's just, whoops, it's just sheet number 1. So we're going to test this out. Okay, so they say we couldn't find a spreadsheet row. Uh-oh. All right, so let's test this out here. We're going to put in our name. We'll put Annie at downstage.media. Get the video. Okay, thank you. Check your email. The link to the video is on its way to your inbox. Okay, all this is good. So hopefully, if everything is set up right so far, this should go, my name and my email address should go into the Google Sheet. Let's see. Ha-ha! There it is. Wonderful. Okay. So that should be good. So now we're going to test the trigger again. Now that we have some information in there, beautiful. This is just what we want. So we're going to continue. Now, so this is performed when the Zap runs. So then what's going to happen is when there's a new spreadsheet row, we're going to add or update the subscriber in MailChimp, and we're going to add that tag. So we do want MailChimp. I don't know, definitely MailChimp. Good. Add update subscriber. Yep, that's what we want to happen. Let's keep going. Choose the account. Okay. This is my dummy account here, so we're going to use that one. Go to continue. And then the audience is just that main audience for that account that we had used before. Okay. So they're saying, what email should we use? And we're going to say, well, just use the email that is in the spreadsheet row. Double opt-in, meaning do we want to also send an email to them to make sure that this is what they wanted, that they want to be on our email list? Yes, that's sort of a best practice kind of a thing. Update existing subscribers? Sure. So if there's somebody who's already on my email list and now they're just like, oh my gosh, that's that thing for the singers, for the warm-ups, I need that. I need that right now. Then we want to give them that tag so that way they can also get that lead magnet. We're not talking about groups here. We're not talking about language code. We are talking about tags. So there's our tag, the best gear for live streams lead magnet. And this is, I think, everything that we need. We're going to go to continue. All right. Now it's going to ask us, let's test it. Yes, and everything worked. A subscriber was sent to MailChimp just now. Amazing. So that means that they took the information that was in the Google Sheet and they sent it over to MailChimp. They're going to have that tag, which means that then they're going to get that email sent to them. So I want to turn this Zap on so that way I know that this is working. Okay, great. So now we have done it. Now, what's happening is, I'm going to take you through this again. So from the user side of things, the user goes onto your website, sees that newsletter block at the bottom of your page or wherever you have it on your website. I recommend the bottom of your homepage. And the user gives you his or her name and email address. That then goes to the Google Sheet. The Google Sheet goes into the Zapier, which reads it, updates the name or adds the name and the email address to MailChimp with that tag. And then because that person was tagged with the tag that we talked about, I can't exactly remember, best gear for your live stream, whatever that tag was, then an email automatically gets sent out to that person. So in that person's email should be the email that says, hey, do you want to subscribe to this thing? Yes, and here's the thing that you asked for. All of that happens automatically, all of that for you. And I should say, none of this cost any except for the Squarespace account. So if your Squarespace is live, you have to pay for your Squarespace. But MailChimp is free as long as you're only doing that one email. Again, I recommend more than one email in the sequence. However, for the free version, you could just send that one email out. No problem. So Squarespace you're paying for. MailChimp is free. Zapier is free. Google Sheets is free. All of that totally free. So I know it seems like a lot of those steps all together to, first create the tag in MailChimp, to create that automation email that happens in MailChimp. And again, if you work with me with social media consulting or social media one-on-one stuff, then I will show you exactly what you need to put in that email. I mean, I'll even show you what you need to put in your lead magnet. You create that newsletter block in Squarespace. You store your names in the Google Sheet, and you create the Zap to mix them all together. So if you've come this far, bravo to you. Please reach out to me with any questions that you have in the comments, or if we're meeting one-on-one, then we could talk about this in our next session. Or of course, you always have access to me via our special messenger channel. But thank you so much. Good luck with your lead magnet. And I know this will help you build up your email list so that way you are able to be algorithm proof with your audience. Okay, thanks very much.